Welcome to this Fusion tutorial where I will be going over a room that has different floor heights. As we can see, I have my main kitchen area where the floor is higher than the other scullery area that I have drawn. And one problem that I have off the bat, these walls are 3 meters high, these ones are 2.5 meters high, so I have this 500 millimeters open space at the bottom here. Now, if I were to make this wall 3 meters high and move it down, my plan view wouldn't draw correctly. I'll just show you exactly what happens there. On information, I'm going to change my height to 3 meters, and then I'm going to move it down by the 500 mils, and we see that all of a sudden plan now doesn't include these sections of the wall over here. So let's just revert that back to 2.5 meters, move it up by 500. What I'm going to do to make that appear as if there is wall in that area, I'm going to my advanced graphics catalog and I'm going to type in Starbox. Starbox is what we'll be using to pretty much add in those areas for floor, stairs and this bottom section of wall. I can just right click and position my cursor in this area over here and rotate that cursor to the correct direction. Just need to change the direction that I'm drawing and go back to my advanced graphics catalog, and all I need to do here is type in the distance of this wall. I know the internal size is 3 meters. I'm going to make it 3 meters plus this 200 and that 200, so let's make our length 3 meters 400. Depth we'll make 200 and the height I'll leave at 500. Height of the floor I'm going to put in at negative 500. I'm going to add this into the design, and I'm just going to need to move it around till I have it in the correct positions. If I go to my perspective, allow it to render, we'll now see that the star box has covered this area at the bottom, and by default it's already the same color as the wall. Now we need to add in a floorboard. Once again, I'll be using my star box. I just position my cursor in one of the start points. Let's attach it to this wall. Click on my my add palette. Got the star box selected. This internal size is 3 meters by 3 meters, and I'm just going to leave my height of the floor at 1. Now to add the stairs, right click, position my cursor. Because this is a single wall, the inside of the wall is on that side. I'm just going to position my cursor over here, make sure I have nothing selected, rotate the cursor to the direction I need, and start adding in the size that I need for my steps. I'm just going to make this length 1 meter, my depth 200, and my height I'm going to leave at 500 for my first step. I can position my cursor over here, change this height to, let's say, 400. Right click, position cursor, change the height to 300. Right click, position cursor, height to 200, and position cursor for the last one at 100 high, and there we have our stairs added. If we go to our perspective view, allow that to render. You see that everything is slightly too high because it's coming at our default height of 0 off the floor. The way that we change this, we can go back to our plan view, just drag a selection box over all the items, right click, go to elevation, and we can move these down by 500 and they'll be in the correct position. Right, so there we have our floor added, our stairs added, and if we go to bird's eye view we can get a good idea of how this is looking. Okay, now maybe we want to get the tiles to match up to the tiles in the kitchen. The way that we're going to have to accomplish this is by using our surface covering. We click on our surface covering box, we select, we're just going to by default select the ceiling on this one. So let's just change back to default view. I'm going to change my render setting to real-time draft so we can work a little quicker. And let's just focus down at the bottom here. Select my surface covering and select the first box. Now I can go to my core menu, apply surface covering, and with the apply surface covering I just need to add a zone and start typing in the tile that I need. So I think this is black tile. Say OK. Type in the dimension of 600 by 600 and OK. And there we have our tile surface area added on the floor. We can also carry the tiles onto the steps, but we'd have to do it one by one in the same manner. Now when adding units into this section, once again our default height table isn't going to allow them to add on the base of that. So we will either, when adding a unit, let's just add a floor 2 door, need to change the height of the floor to minus 350. If we add that, look in elevation, let's just select this wall here, it will add it into the correct place. We can just select a secondary wall there. The other method is to, let's just attach our cursor to the floor 2 door and add another one, add the units in, and then manually move them down to the correct position.